Hello fellow bass players, this is Steve Kim speaking to you from Seattle, Washington, and I hope you're all hanging in there. Today we want to continue looking at the fingerboard in some alternative ways, and we're going to build scales based upon tetrachords. The idea of tetrachords comes to us from the ancient Greeks, who thought of it as the basis of their music theory. For us, we want to think of it as four notes inside of an interval of a fourth. And the tetrachord we're going to start out with is the major or Ionian tetrachord, and its structure is whole step, half step. There's four convenient ways to lay that structure out on the fingerboard. If I start here from A, I would have A, B, C sharp, and D, that's whole step, half step, all laid out along the E string. Secondly, I could have A, B, C sharp on the E string and put the half step from C sharp to D by crossing strings, and I'm on D on the A string. Thirdly, A, B, cross strings to C sharp on the A string and D next to it. That's the half step. And lastly, A, cross strings to B on the A string, C sharp and D also on the A string. Now typically there's a digitation or fingering attached to each of these four forms. So how we're usually shown is the first form is usually fingered as 1, 3, 3, 4. I find that uncomfortable, so I'm going to play that as 1, 1, 3, 4. And we'll call that 1, 1, 3, 4. Similarly, we'll call this second look 1, 2, 4, 1. Now when we're performing this one, you notice that there's a whole step between 1 and 2. And I don't want to stretch the hand to try to achieve that. We just want to move the hand naturally. And if any of you are familiar with Jaco Pastorius, he used this form quite a bit in his playing. 2, 4, 1, 2 is the third look. That looks an awful lot like the beginning of the traditional major scale. And lastly, 4, 1, 3, 4 would be the fingering for the fourth form. Now how this works is if you put any of the forms of the major tetrachord at any tonic and one at the fifth of any of the four, the result will be a major scale. It works. Now typically there's three combinations that we see a lot. Those would be 1, 2, 4, 1 combined with 2, 4, 1, 2. 2, 4, 1, 2, 1. Sorry, 4, 1, 3, 4. It's your buddy the A major scale in its traditional form. And 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 2. Remember, don't stretch. 4, 1. You can also view these as a major scale starting from the first finger, from the second finger, or from the fourth finger. If we take that major tetrachord and flat the third note, the result is a whole step, half step, whole step. And that tetrachord is known as a minor or Dorian tetrachord. Those would be the four looks for it. Now, if we take a major tetrachord from any location and combine it with a major tetrachord a fifth away, the result is a major scale. A major tetrachord combined with a minor tetrachord or Dorian tetrachord at the fifth is the Mixolydian mode. Minor and minor combines to create the Dorian mode. Remember, the minor tetrachord is also known as the Dorian tetrachord, so perhaps that's where we get the name. And a minor or Dorian tetrachord with a major tetrachord at the fifth results in the melodic minor ascending or jazz minor scale. So with two different tetrachords, major, Ionian, minor, or Dorian, and four looks, you can get a lot of scale forms. And the four scales they produce would be the major scale, Mixolydian, Dorian, and jazz minor or melodic minor ascending. I hope that gives you a little bit to think about, and my pleasure to be with you. I look forward to seeing you next time, and I hope everyone stays well.